Yo! What the fuck? Muffin, was that you? Okay. Anyways, I missed yesterday's video, and today I'm going to try and start on a routine. Just not the computer. Today I want to try and get on a routine of making a daily video every day, and if that means that I'm gonna make a rant video every day, I'm gonna make a rant video every day. So today's PSA is about depression. And more importantly, it's about depression versus being depressed. The difference between the two is that one of them is a feeling. The other one is I don't know, mental disorder. So essentially, the way I'm going to combine these two is like, hey, you really wanted, I don't know, to date this guy, or you wanted to date this girl or something, right? And you didn't get to. Oh, I'm in depression now, and no, you're sad, you let down, but you're not. Depression can be genetic, it can be inherited, it can be like a number of different things. There's different forms of it. There's a spectrum that can be bipolar, and you can still be depressed. There's so many different ways to look at it, but you don't tell me you didn't get a PS4 and now you're gonna kill yourself because you're depressed. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. A big problem that I have with a lot of people today is how they self-diagnose, and the reality of the situation is you can go over to someone and they have everything neat, they have everything clean, be like, oh, this guy got like OCD, and it's like, no, being clean should not be a disorder. That should be like a normal function. You know, like I like to keep everything organized, or I like to keep everything sorted, and that shouldn't. You shouldn't have to label a disorder with being domesticated. Should I say? Like for example, you go over to the, I don't know, fucking zebra, not zebra, the pigs. We're gonna do pigs right now. You go over to swines or boars or pigs in exhibits or whatever farm, and you look how they live, and then you could look at a human and the way they live. Like for example, the utensils of food while you eat. You know, like just simple things like that, because you don't. You know, you can always wash your hands, but there's different ways to approach different situations. You shouldn't approach someone who's clean as OCD. You shouldn't approach as I'm sad as I'm fucking depressed. You shouldn't just how do we explain it? Self-diagnosing for me is such a big thing, but I feel like that's a video on its own. For today, it's just like depression versus depressed, and the difference between the two is one of them is controllable, one of them is, sad to say, curable, one of them's treatable, and one of them's copable. And I don't know if copable is a word, but again, I always make words. One of them you can deal with, one of them you can actually fix. So the difference between the two, for example, you're sad about not having a girlfriend or a boyfriend or whatever, right? You can just go find someone else. Now, when you struggle with these, what we will call waves of depression, you can't just say, oh, get over it. Oh, you're sad, just get over it. The problem is then you have these people who like to victimize themselves, where it's like, oh, you think it's so simple. It's like, no, there's differences. Some people legitimately struggle, and some people don't. Well, how do you know you're not in their body? Do me a favor, go get yourself diagnosed. And if they diagnose you with being a bitch syndrome or something, I don't know, maybe that's what you have. But the difference in the scenario is look at the way you act. Look at the way you react to scenarios. Were you sad because something happened, or are you sad for legitimately no reason? Because that's kind of what depression is. You can just wake up and say, I don't want to do today. I don't. And then there's, I'm depressed, you know, because something happened. Usually when it's innate, when the factor is you yourself, I mean, that's, again, there's self-esteem, but when there is no factor, that's when you can call it depression. But if there's something contributing to why you're feeling depressed, usually, and these are all opinionized opinions, right? So don't come with the stakes and the torches, right? These are all opinions. But usually one of these is has a factor. Like for example, 2 + 2 = 4. That makes sense. Sometimes you just get 4 without there being twos. You know, like I hope you guys can understand that. And so I'm not here to tell you how to deal with depression, because I don't really know. But with every problem there is a solution. Um, some problems you just have to deal with. I guess not every problem has a solution, but every problem has a way you can work around it. Like for example, not everything can have a permanent solution, but everything has a way to deal with it. I feel like that's a better way to say it. And so when you are in these overwhelming situations, you can take the situation, you can become a worse person out of it, or you could become a better person. You could become a better thing. And I honestly consider myself a pessimist, but so many people tell me that I'm an optimist because with the amount of shit that I've been through, and I always have this positive outlook on life. Like if you guys looked at my video from yesterday or the day before, I said you should take a bullet for someone that you don't even know because you should value the actual essence of life is important. And I just say just the willingness, and you can call that naive, but I call that optimism because the difference is that I always look for a brighter future. And you can be like, oh, you're just too trusting. Well, you see, the thing is that a number of years ago, people didn't have to lock the front door of their house. They didn't have to feel like they were going to get robbed. As much as you want to feel like there are bad people, I want to feel like there are good people. I want to feel like there's people who could take their depressed states or take these shitty situations and become better people from them. So, I don't know. I mean, hopefully if this helps people, that's awesome. And if this is just food for thought, then I guess that works too. I'm currently working on the skit. I'm very sorry that I'm getting late with that, but you guys can expect that soon. And I will see you in tomorrow's video. If you guys know me, I can sit here for forever and argue about anything and everything. So if you guys want me to make a rant about a specific topic, I'll be more than happy to. I have the preference for not talking about political things just because I'm not so politically involved. But my striving points or things that I favor a lot are things that have to do with moral and ethic. And again, part of the reason I wanted to talk about depression versus depressed is because there's people who will be depressed and victimize themselves saying that I suffer from depression. So, yeah. See you guys later.